The Council for Quality Growth connects and advocates for those in the growth and development industry by working at the intersection of public policy and private investment. Through the platforms of advocacy, information, and education, we engage daily with Metro Atlanta's 86 local governments and on regional and statewide issues that impact our members' ability to do business. The Council is your advocate, ensuring that regulatory policies support quality development and help communities thrive with strong planning and infrastructure for a prosperous economy. We are your source for information, providing resources to stay abreast of all issues affecting growth and development in the Metro Atlanta region and state. And we're the region's educator, convening our industry with our public partners through signature events, member roundtables, policy discussions, and educational forums, strengthening your understanding and your connections across city and county lines. Our engaged members, representing more than 300 companies across all sectors of development, contribute to the Council's mission of promoting balanced and responsible growth across Metro Atlanta and Georgia. Get involved in the issues that not only affect you, but impact the way our region will continue to grow and thrive for future generations. Join the Council today.
Well, good morning. It's an afternoon now. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. It's a great day to be in Cherokee. If you remember last year, it snowed south of us, and it was sun shining here in Cherokee. Today, it's sun shining everywhere, but wait 48 hours. You may have a different opinion about that. So thank you all for being here. I'm Michael Paris, and I'm President and CEO of the Council for Quality Growth. I was just talking to Jerry Cooper a minute ago. I said, Jerry, when did we start these things? And I think we started this partnership with the county back about 2014. So maybe this is, 14 or whatever year that is. It's been a long time. Buzz Aarons was chair and came to us and said, Jerry came to us and said, you know, you do these in other places. We'd love for you to be able to, we'd love to partner with you to do this in Cherokee County. And it's really been a pleasure for the council and all of our members to have been doing this all these years. This is absolutely the largest crowd ever. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. And as you noticed, as you stood in line, we had to move the food outside because it's the biggest forever, so in a long time forever. So I want to thank Chairman Johnston for his continued commitment and support of the Council for Quality Growth as we host the address again this year. And want to thank Cherokee School Superintendent Mary Elizabeth Davis for being a part of today's program. And take a moment to congratulate you, Heath. Heath is now past your first anniversary, right? You didn't break anything yet, right? Everything's good. I hear it's going really good. Misty says you're doing a good job. Thank you for the work that you're doing on behalf of all of us as the president of the Cherokee Office of Economic Development. So let's give them all a great round of applause. So as you know, Cherokee is the first, as always, of our 2026 State of the County series. We're doing 8 this year, and this is always number 1, and we're really proud of that. We value this opportunity to bring together the total of these 8 commission chairs across the metro region. The upcoming dates are on the screen, with the Fulton County address with Chairman Rob Pitts next on February 24th, and Gwinnett on March 6th. As you can see, we have an active schedule ahead of us. If this is your first time coming to a council event or hearing about the council, I encourage you to get involved with us. And please see Katherine Jones, our Vice President of Membership and Operations, for more information. So now to begin our program, please welcome Kendall Jones, newly retired. He says he's already been playing golf about 42 times. Newly retired community liaison of Must Ministries, to deliver the invocation and to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Kendall.
It's my honor to be here with you today. Let's just pause for a moment and let's pray. Dear Lord, in your word it says, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Therefore, we enter into this meeting with a spirit of gratitude and do indeed declare that this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We are grateful to gather for table fellowship, to see familiar faces and to meet new ones, to sustain relationships or begin relationships that will be fruitful and enriching. For that is first and foremost, the relationships. We are blessed in Cherokee County that relationships matter here, that we treat each other with kindness and dignity and respect as friends. So we come to offer gratitude for all the good things that are happening in our county, and we look forward to hearing from each of our speakers today as they share the good news. But we acknowledge the source of these blessings as we echo the words of the doxology, "Praise God, from whom all blessings flow." Our speakers will also talk about challenges we face, which will be the true test of the relationships we have formed. May we look to the needs of others and the common good instead of only thinking of our own interest. May we be willing to listen to and truly consider all points of view with respect so that innovation and creativity and solutions can be encouraged and not extinguished. Lord, in all things may we follow your teachings. In 1 Corinthians, we are called to be patient and kind, to not envy, not boast, not be prideful, to not be easily angered, and to keep no record of wrongs, and always to hope, to trust, and to persevere. So God, we again give you thanks for the opportunity to gather and share good news. We pray these blessings would be available to all our citizens, regardless of economic status or station in life. And we give thanks for all those who work so hard to make these blessings a reality. We are truly blessed to live, work, and play in Cherokee County. Sometimes people will use the phrase God's country to describe a scenic area. We declare that for more reasons than one, that Cherokee County is God's country. In your holy name that we pray. Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kendall, you may be retired, but you may be called upon to come back every year, all right? Will you be here? All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. And now I'd like to welcome to the stage Gerald McDowell, the Executive Director of the ATL Airport CIDs and the 2026 Chairman of the Council for Quality Growth. Gerald?
Whenever you are in a meeting that starts with an invocation and pledge, you know you're in the right place. Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you, Michael. And a sincere thank you to the Council for Quality Growth for hosting this important discussion on the state of Cherokee County. Now, I'm here today as the 2026 Chair of the Board of Directors, and the Council is a regional organization built on the strong relationships we've cultivated with local policymakers across the greater Atlanta region, including right here in Cherokee County and its cities. By working together, we ensure that every voice is heard and that Cherokee continues to grow and thrive. Our ability to serve our members at such a high level wouldn't be possible without the unwavering support of incredible leaders like Chairman Johnston and the many dedicated elected and appointed officials joining us here today. First, I would like to recognize the Cherokee County Board of Commissioners who work tirelessly to make this county a better place. Representing District 1 is Commissioner Cagle. District 2 is Commissioner Weatherby. District 3, Commissioner Carter. District 4 is Commissioner Ragsdale, and of course, Chairman Johnston. Will you please all stand, and let's thank them for their dedication and leadership. We're also privileged to have many other elected officials with us today. I would like to first recognize we are joined by Georgia's Attorney General, Chris Carr, this afternoon. Thank you, Chris, for your service. Please stand and let's recognize Chris. I happen to be sitting next to Chris, and it gives me an opportunity to discuss a legal matter that I've been. Additionally, I would like to recognize representatives from our state leaders, including representatives from both Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones's office U.S. Senator John Ossoff. Thank you for joining us today. Let's show them our appreciation. Next, we are joined by leaders from Cherokee and across the region who play a vital role in shaping our communities. If you are a mayor, city council member, or a state or local official, please stand and let's show our gratitude for your service. All of you, please stand. And if you have a team like I do, you know, for those who are mostly responsible for the work. So now let's give a big round of applause for the backbone of Cherokee County, the amazing county staff and public safety personnel. Your hard work and commitment are noticed and appreciated every day. Please stand, please, all of you, please stand so we can thank you for all the fine work you continue to do. I'm just going to add a personal note to that matter. These individuals, I was watching a TV show the other night, and every day these individuals get up and they not only provide a service that we desperately need in these times, but they're putting their lives on the line for us. And I think they deserve another round of applause. And again, Chairman Johnston, we thank you for your leadership, and let's not forget the team behind this event: Jeff Morton, Erica Nelder, Holly Bartlett, Lori Keener, and everyone who worked tirelessly to help deliver the chairman's message to everyone today. As always, as has happened in years past, you've outdone yourselves. Let's all give them our appreciation. I certainly are looking forward to 2026. My seatmate here we were just discussing how 25 just went by so quickly, with so many events happening in our region. I believe 26 is going to be even faster. Put your seat belts on, let's have a safe ride and a successful 2026. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gerald. And of course, they wouldn't write it in the script, but I want to thank the Council for Quality Growth staff, Kristen Martin, right here, who makes this happen, along with all of our staff at the Council for Quality Growth. Of course, we would not be able to do this event without the support of our sponsors, so I want to take a minute to thank each and every one of them. Our presenting sponsors today are LGE Community Credit Union, Northside Hospital, Cherokee, and VHB. Our gold sponsors are Centercut Catering, Cherokee County School District, the Cherokee Office of Economic Development, Kimley Horn, Lead Edge Design Group. We have our planes again, guys. Get your planes out. Pond and Company, and Volker. Our resource sponsor today is the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District and the Atlanta Regional Commission. Our silver sponsors include Advanced Systems, Inc., CDH Partners, the City of Woodstock, Gresham Smith, Kaiser Permanente, Linwood Group, Southeastern Engineering, Turner Townsend Heery, and Wellstar Health System. And our bronze sponsors today are Atlas Barge Design Solutions, the Cherokee Association of Realtors, Hussey, Gay and Bell, Jericho Design Group, LDG Development, Madison Overlook Apartments, NPCG Built, and United Consulting. And I would also like to thank Pam Carnes and the Cherokee Chamber of Commerce for partnering, as always, on today's program. Please join me in giving everyone a round of applause. Now, please welcome, on behalf of our first presenting sponsor today, Ashley Rowe, Business Development Officer for LGE Community Credit Union. Ashley?
My name is LG. I'm so sorry. I am LG, but my name is Ashley Rowe, Business Development Officer for LGE Community Credit Union. On behalf of LGE, we are proud to be presenting sponsor for this year's State of Cherokee County. Since 1951, we've been committed to serving the financial needs of communities while giving back in a meaningful way. On an effort recently recognized when LGE was named one of America's Best Credit Union 2026 by Newsweek. As we celebrate 75 years of service, that commitment is stronger than ever, especially here in Cherokee County. LGE Community Credit Union is built for people. We exist to serve our members, build financial well-being, and reinvest in the communities we call home. More than 15 years ago, we opened membership to those that live and work in Cherokee County. And since then, our presence has grown into 3 branch locations serving the community. That growth represents more than buildings. It represents jobs created, small businesses supported, first homes purchased, and a positive financial impact for families. In addition to helping you reach your financial goals, LGE is committed to giving back. Since 2010, the LGE Community Outreach Foundation has given back more than $3 million to local nonprofits and families in need, including Next Step Ministries, right here in Cherokee County. This impact is personal to me as a 5th-generation Cherokee County resident, maybe even longer. I might even be related to some of you in the room. I met a cousin last year. But I'm standing here today because of the strong foundation this community has given me. The Cherokee County school system provided the education, support, and opportunities that helped me and so many others succeed. LGE doesn't just serve Cherokee County, we believe in it and remain committed in ensuring Cherokee remains strong, vibrant, and thriving for years to come. Thank you to the Council for Quality Growth for hosting today's event. Let's keep working together to ensure Cherokee County continues to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, and Ms. LGE, thank you for being here. I'm sorry. Hey, I was the guy, if you were here, who tripped coming up the stage a few years ago. So, hey, you feel really good for that. Okay, now please welcome our next presenting sponsor, Katie Pearson, Chief Operating Officer for Northside Hospital Cherokee. Katie.
Good morning. It's great to see everyone here again this year. I think we have just over 300 businesses represented, which is amazing. And I'm not surprised to hear it's the largest one we've had to date. We talk about how history repeats itself. And I think today is a wonderful opportunity where we have the chance to reflect on what we accomplished last year, but also what our key leaders are going to focus on for next year. It helps guide us in what we're going to do in our investments in the community. It's been a great deal to Northside as I look back at what we've accomplished over the last year and how it aligned with the growth strategy that Harry, Heath, and Mayor Elizabeth talked about last year. When I look at the county and the municipalities around us, we were able to invest over $66 million with the expansion of our parking deck and second entrance. That's going to ensure that not only our patients, but our first responders and staff can quickly and easily and safely get onto campus as quickly as possible. When we look at the school system, which is key, not only to us, but all of us in this room, because obviously our children are our future, but also as business leaders, being able to recruit help to come to start these and grow these companies is critical. And having educated folks to do that is really important. So I know with Mayor Elizabeth and all of the accomplishments she has done and is going to continue to do, we're very excited because it's a huge part in our recruitment. With that, we made a commitment last year, and not including our sports medicine program, we invested over $200,000 in the local schools and educational facilities that support the Cherokee County residents. And then finally, when you look at the community itself, you know, we have the county, we have the school system, but really what makes and breathes us is our businesses. We have one another, but we also have strategic partners such as Goshen Valley. We have partners such as Bethesda, such as the Cherokee Fire Foundation, the Cherokee Sheriff's Foundation, and many, many other worthy groups. Our Northside Auxiliary alone contributed over $20,000 for community scholarships and veterans needs, but Northside Cherokee contributed almost $500,000 in 2025 just directly to our community to build those opportunities where we can connect and bond and grow together. And while those commitments hopefully show that our actions are stronger than our words, I always like to look back at what I consider the most important thing that we did in 2025, which is the free health care that we provided to our residents. Northside as a system contributed over $980 million to charitable care and free health care for those at risk and in need. And we envision that's absolutely going to continue as we go forward. So as we go forward, I challenge all of you to look at how you can invest back in Cherokee County, because it is. We are blessed to live, work, and play here. I know I'm very grateful to be a resident and look forward to this upcoming year. And before I step down, I do want to ask a favor of all of you guys. We've alluded to it as we've been walking around this afternoon talking. We all know the weather. We're all watching the weather. I would ask you guys, if you have a moment of reflection or a quiet moment in your day the next couple of days, that you say a small prayer. One, that please let the ice bypass us, which I know may not happen, but more importantly, that you pray for our first responders. Our staff, law enforcement, fire, rescue, while my neighbors were joking last night about doing a potluck dinner Saturday night, I was thinking about all the people I knew who were going to be on the road. And they do it because they care and their heart's in it and they know it's the right thing. So please keep them there in your thoughts and prayers, because they're the ones who make sure all of us are safe every day. Thank you.
Thank you. That is a great message, given we've got all kinds of harrowing things in our future over the next 48 or 72 hours. So we really appreciate your support. So now I would like to invite Matt Thompson from VHB to come forward. He's a senior transportation engineer at VHB. Matt?
Good afternoon, everybody. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Thank you very much to the Council for Quality Growth for providing us all this opportunity to come together and really see what they've got going on. I know everybody in the room is very excited, and probably people who couldn't be here today, about all the opportunities for growth in Cherokee County. My name is Matt Thompson. I'm with VHB, a firm of over 2,300 professionals with over 130 here in Georgia, engineers, scientists, planners, all working together to make meaningful contributions to the communities where we work and live. VHB, we've had the privilege to work with Cherokee County on several transformative transportation projects within the county, improving connectivity, providing better workforce access, and really providing more opportunities for economic growth within the county. I personally would like to reiterate that word privilege in terms of the partnership with the county. I think many people in this room would agree with me. We just, through our growth with them, have been able to work with multiple departments in this county. And the quality of leadership at every level and the shared comprehensive vision for sustainable growth in this county is something that we think really should be admired through the state. I really look forward to this event every year. I've been coming for several years. I enjoy listening to Chairman Johnston and everyone else speak about all the wonderful things you have going on in the county. Again, thank you to Council for Quality Growth. Thank you to the county for letting us be here today. Enjoy your lunch, enjoy the program. Thank you, everybody.
All righty. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, VHB. Every year we have Danny Johnston or representative from the North Georgia Water Planning District, NARC, to come join us. We do this at every state of the county because water is so important to who we are as we grow and to thrive in the metro region. And as you know, the Water District takes really good care of us in that regard. Water conservation and infrastructure and investment are vital to quality growth, and we're fortunate to have this district representing our interest as part of the State of the County series again this year and every year. So please welcome Danny Johnston, Managing Director of Natural Resources at the Metro North Georgia Water Planning District. Okay, so this is the first of 8 times I get to introduce you, so okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good to be here. I missed last year. The ice storm timed differently last time, and I couldn't make it. But good to see you all again. Thank you, Michael, for the kind introduction, and a special thank you to Chairman Johnston for the opportunity to speak here again on our most critical resource, water. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District, we are proud to be the only major metropolitan planning entity in the country where more than 100 jurisdictions are actively implementing a long-term comprehensive water management plan, but one that is not only required but enforced. Metro Atlanta faces a unique challenge. Our region has one of the smallest available water supplies of any major metro area in the country. That's why the work of the Metro Water District is so vital. Our mission is to ensure we have sound, forward-thinking plans in place to meet the water needs for today and tomorrow. Please know that our region's water utilities are doing a great job managing these resources, usually going unnoticed until something goes wrong. But I would like to brag on the Cherokee County Water and Sewerage Authority on their recent notable programs and projects. First, through the implementation of advanced metering infrastructure across 88,000 connections across the county, the authority is modernizing its service delivery. This 4-year initiative will empower customers with real-time data, mitigating those financial impacts from undetected leaks and advancing the regional water conservation goals. The authority is also taking steps to add resilience to its pipes, pumps, and treatment systems, including upgrading the Fitzgerald Creek wastewater plant up to 11.75 million gallons a day, and beginning the process of updating its 40-year-old drinking water plant. These are really great achievements, and they're going to provide the backbone of the infrastructure for this county to grow. So that's definitely worthy of applause, so I think we should applaud. And I also applaud them for their continuous involvement in the planning work of the district. I can't thank them enough, really. And I'd also like to say a special thank you to Chairman Johnston for your continued involvement and leadership on the Metro Water District Board. And thanks again to the council for giving us this opportunity every year. Appreciate sharing the stage with so many wonderful leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. The district does great work, and Danny, we appreciate you, and we appreciate all of our water workers here in Cherokee and across the region. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Mary Elizabeth Davis, Superintendent of the Cherokee County School District. Prior to coming to Cherokee County, she served nearly 7 years as superintendent of the Henry County School System and previously held senior academic leadership roles in both Cobb and Gwinnett County school districts. Since joining the district in March of 2024, Dr. Davis has brought a strong track record of leadership focused on improving student outcomes and strengthening district performance. We're very fortunate to have her leading the future of education in Cherokee County. Please join me now in welcoming Dr. Mary Elizabeth Davis.
All right, well, good afternoon. Let me begin by thanking the Council for Quality Growth and really for this opportunity to be here. Now, as I begin, I really am honored today to talk about our service to 42,000 young people, our employment of nearly 6,000 employees across 40 school campuses. But honestly, I know that all you really hope I talk about is whether there's going to be a snow day on Monday or not, or why we haven't actually already canceled school. So I'm going to disappoint you on that front. I'm going to join Katie and pray for our first responders and that we continue to have opportunity to be at school. Now, on that note, these January days, they really do start with an Arctic chill that is below freezing. And I'm very aware that most of us, while we're running on Duncan, our school system is running on employees. Employees who before sunrise crank those buses, and our custodians who ensure warm facilities and clear sidewalks, our maintenance employees who run from campus to campus to respond to a myriad of issues that freezing temperatures cause. And while it would be awfully easy for that alarm to be turned off, we have 3,000 teachers and a handful of school leaders who bundle themselves like Eskimos in order to serve car rider duty and bus duty every morning. And it's our young people who could pull the covers over their head and really find all those excuses who actually show up, commit, give 100%, and are dedicated to achieving in our classrooms. So I get to talk today about the quality of schools here in Cherokee County, and our quality of schools starts with an exceptional school board. A school board who is governing with a laser focus on learning and being unapologetic that in Cherokee County, learning and students performing will be our focus. Our school board members are pictured for you on the screen, and our chair, Janet Reed Welch, vice chair, Patsy Jordan, board member Kelly Poole, board member Chance Beam, board member Rick Steiner, board member Aaron Ragsdale, and board member Dr. Susan Paget Harrison. A few are able to be here today. If Mr. Beam and Ms. Ragsdale and Ms. Poole could please stand, we would like to recognize your leadership in public education. Now, a high-performing school system actually starts with a high-performing Board of Education. And really, the 7 individually elected board members have functioned like that effective governance team that this community and our students deserve. They've established core beliefs, they've set ambitious student achievement goals that have created clarity for our organization, and they have authored a policy that clarifies what it is teachers are to teach, students are to learn, and how adults will be held accountable for student outcomes. Now, under this school board, we've actually been on this mission to be the highest achieving school district in Georgia, where students really are learning more, growing more, and achieving more here than they could anywhere else. Out of 180 districts, Cherokee County is pleased to announce that we just posted our historically highest CCRPI, State Accountability Achievement results ever. A huge congratulations to our board, our professionals, and our students. Now that is worthy of your applause, but it gets better. 180 school districts. I saw that big map that had a handful of them in the metro districts. Out of 180, we just moved from the 21st highest achieving district to the 8th highest achieving district in the state of Georgia. This has really been all about the laser focus created by our Board of Education. And one of the metrics that the state of Georgia uses is a metric called progress. What it's aiming to accomplish is to communicate really the rate at which students are learning compared to like students across the state. Well, 30 of our schools showed gains in this category called progress. But of those 30 schools, 8 of them showed double-digit gains, meaning kids truly are learning more right here in our backyard. In elementary school alone, we saw incredible performance, particularly in mathematics, where our students are performing 12 to 15 points higher than state averages. Really, it's our middle schools where we have schools that are worthy of watching. Our middle schools have just achieved its historic high in CCRPI, the state accountability system, with a 6-point growth over last year. And this is really attributed to several things. A laser focus on learning, our school board's commitment to remove cell phones from the instructional environment, and our commitment to increasing academic responsibility among today's youth. Now, that cell phone policy that our board led the state on has now become statewide law that was signed by Governor Kemp, where we really see the impact of removing that distraction from the learning environment. And high schools are right on the heels. They've got the same pattern, a historic year of growth. And what is exciting about our high schools is not only the 8% growth, we now have high schools that are the top 6th in the entire state of Georgia. Incredible education available right here in our high schools. Now, what I'm excited to share with you today is one of our students is here. I'd like to ask Joshua DeLima to please stand as a representative of our 42,000 kids that we get to serve in Cherokee County. Now, Josh happens to be a student delegate this year, the best of the best in our school community. He's an athlete, he's a scholar, he's invested in so many clubs. He'll be taking interviews over here in this corner for those of you who are looking for your future workforce, but really a reflection of taking advantage of all of the excellence available in our schools. Now, it wouldn't be appropriate to talk about high school and the academic success without coupling that with the career readiness focus. What you see here on our screen is actually a student in one of our welding courses. This one happens to be at Cherokee. They are known as the Welding Warriors, and they compete nationally on their on their welding and their metalwork. But at all of our high schools, you could have a myriad up to 44 different career pathway options. In total, we have nearly 9,000 students, that's actually 59% of students enrolled, who will take a career course during their high school experience. And 32% of our graduates will actually take a sequence of courses that considers them career pathway completers and possibly even industry certified. Now, this isn't possible without extraordinary partnerships across this community, of course, starting with our chamber and the leadership of Pam Carnes. Do you know that the chamber ensures that every single 8th grader in this district has access to a career fair and some mock job interviews? And couple that with the leadership of Heath Tippens at the Office of Economic Development, every one of our 8th graders gets to have access to high-demand workforce opportunities in their Be Pro, Be Proud experience event that they bring to every middle school campus. Really, this collective commitment to career readiness stretches far beyond just the school system, straight into our industries, our business owners, and our civic leaders. Last year, Heath Tippens really led the charge to bring FLEX to our community. FLEX stands for Foundational Leadership and Entrepreneurial Experience Program. Here's what it means. Shark Tank came here. 39 students expressed their interest to engage. It really resulted in students launching their own businesses, getting partnered with mentors in our community. And so, yes, you're hearing me right. We have a student who right now is running their own fashion line, another one with a computer repair business, and a third one who actually has a mobile mechanic business. I actually happen to need that right now because my car has been in disrepair for the past 3 days. So I've been, using Uber along the way. So I'm going to need to call our student with their mobile mechanic business. But right here in our backyard, thanks to incredible partners and business owners like you. Now, in every one of our high schools, we have a JROTC program. And this is really close to my heart. I was raised by a father who served in the Navy, who's currently active in the Coast Guard Auxiliary. 2 of my 3 brothers are active in service, one in the Army, one in the Coast Guard. Coast Guard's the way to go, though. They've got Hawaii as their current assignment. And I love to see us nurturing the character and honor through our JROTC program. In total, 604 students participate in JROTC, and we have really posted some of the best marks across the region in that program. Actually, I want to celebrate here today with me is retired U.S. Air Force Sergeant Sierra Malto, who's actually also our aerospace science teacher at Etowah High School and Georgia's JROTC New Teacher of the Year. And so could you celebrate retired U.S. Air Force Sergeant? When I talk about the professionals who work in public education in our schools, are you not just blown away? You've brought such rich experience to our students, and we've gotten to see your talents on display. Thank you for your investment in kids. We love it. Now, from career readiness to exposure to the arts, more than 9,500 students in Cherokee are enrolled in a fine arts course during the day. 1,400 participate in a theater program, and that starts as early as elementary school. So while catching a performance at your local elementary, middle, or high school can make for a fun or an entertaining evening, I would actually highly recommend you skip the drive to Atlanta and go straight to your nearest school. Our thespians across the county, they're not just having fun, although they are having fun, they're not just having fun. They are winning competition after competition across the state. From one-act championships to statewide competitions, they've got award-winning performances. So if you're not sure what to do on a Friday night, whether it be Nemo Jr., Mary Poppins, or Guys and Dolls, check out your local school. You've got Broadway in your backyard. 2,600 of our students are enrolled in band, and 8 of our students across the district were selected for All-State. The opportunity starts as early as middle school, and our marching bands put on such an incredible show every halftime, every Friday night underneath those lights. 1,800 students participate in chorus, and this year 68 were selected for All-State honors. And we happen to be home to the state's Music Educator of the Year, Scott Martin, who teaches at Creekview High School. 619 students participate in orchestra, and 7 of our students were selected for All-State this year. And Mill Creek Middle School has set the bar of excellence in orchestra, having 5 consecutive years of superior ratings, and the only middle school with a chamber orchestra. And finally, our visual arts. They have produced some of the best student work you could ever put a price tag on, and it's on the display in the halls of Congress, in the terminals of Atlanta Hartsfield, and among many festivals. This year's Cherokee County Teacher of the Year was our very own Dr. Lisa Spence, an art teacher at Hasty Elementary. She is the 2023 Georgia Art Teacher of the Year and the 2022 Crayola Creativist Award. Dr. Spence is here today. Let's have her stand and celebrate our Teacher of the Year. Well, from academics to the arts, it gets rounded out with athletics. It's 29 sports teams, from football to tennis to bass fishing, with 5,379 athletes. Last year, the district posted 7 state titles. This year, we've already got 3. 167 of our athletes last year went on to play in college. We've seen 53 students already signed to commit. And it's our Sequoia Chiefs who led us really deep into the postseason. I thought we had it. It was absolutely wonderful to see them on the 22-degree sideline, continuing to take the field. And honestly, they were so well coached. I want to recognize our coach, James Teeter, who was the 2025 Cherokee Tribune Football Coach of the Year and became the winningest coach in Cherokee County. He broke his and the county's record in this past 2025 season. Our annual, let's celebrate Coach Teeter. Now, our annual Awareness Day brought together more than 450 participating students supported by over 350 Friends Club members. Couple that with our Cherokee County Special Olympics, which offers 15 sports programs, and in the 2025 year, more than 50 athletes got gold medals at state competitions. Now, this June, we're actually sending our very first team to compete in the USA Games in Minnesota, a unified basketball team. But let me tell you about the impact of adapted and inclusive physical education. One of our students, who has been a participant, is nonverbal and experiences limited mobility. Really has never had the experience of making contact with a baseball or kicking a soccer ball. This student has a paraprofessional that supports her learning throughout the day and traditionally has had limited participation in the PE environment. But rather than focusing on limitations, what staff in Cherokee do is focus on possibilities. So using a little inventive engineering, took a leaf blower, added a switch to it, and was able to allow a projectile to stay in the air long enough for the student to grasp a baseball bat and make contact, hitting their very first home run. Focusing on the possibilities. Well, here joining me today is Ben Ferris. He is not only our district's adaptive PE instructor, but the champion chair and coach of our CCSD Special Olympics. Ben, can you stand so we can celebrate you? So from the field to the classroom to career readiness development, Cherokee ensures students served in special education programs have excellence and opportunities that are abound. Now, the district posted a 93% graduation rate where 70% of graduates are enrolling in a post-secondary institution. That's compared to the statewide average of 50% of graduates. 70% pursuing post-secondary. 60% of our graduates have been eligible for that Hope Scholarship. Now, the class of 2025 took nearly 7,000 AP exams with an 82% pass rate, meaning that families across our community saved $6 million in potential tuition costs. Our students across, yes, banging applause. Agreed. Our students across Cherokee are earning top national and international recognition. We had 4 National Merit finalists and 8 National Merit semifinalists. So from the 8th highest achieving district in the state of Georgia, I want to couple that by talking about the financial infrastructure to make that possible. 8th highest achieving school district to what has now been identified as the 6th smallest central office, this school district, under the direction of our school board, has really created the greatest return on the community's investment we have ever experienced. Our board has put resources where it matters most, as close to kids as possible, approving an 8% cut in central office last year and increasing school-based budgets for instructional and classroom supplies by 30%. The school board and I remain incredibly household conscious and are wholeheartedly committed to minimizing the tax burden on homeowners in Cherokee County while simultaneously ensuring that that quality of schools remains incredibly high. Now, this is a tenuous balance to always strike, but our school board has led boldly in this area with a recommendation they made this past fall to self-impose a cap on the potential tax growth of a home value, potentially that cap being at the 30-year average growth. Now, the quality of schools is really dependent on two things. One, it's clarity in the boardroom, but two, it's the caliber of the teachers and support professionals that bring education to life. Recruiting and retaining talent is a real challenge in public education. According to the Learning Policy Institute, in 2024, the average fill rate for the first day of school across this country was 79%. Here in Cherokee County, we were 99.9% filled with certified teachers in every classroom. That is a major difference maker in the results we can deliver for kids. So today, I ask that you join me in ensuring we keep Cherokee County the best possible place to serve in public education, and share the great news that while Cherokee County pursues the smallest central office with the most talented teachers and the highest outcomes, we're doing this with a school board who is prepared to self-impose a tax growth cap that mitigates instability for the homeowner while also promoting predictability and stability for district operations and teacher salaries. This fall, our board led this conversation about a cap to the tax digest growth that is felt by homeowners and have recommended to our local delegation that legislation be drafted that would cap that digest growth at the historical 30-year average of growth. Using data is a great guide to ensure that sustained services for students and for operations is possible. Now, this 30-year average would be just over 7% and would mean that high growth years, like those years we experienced during the pandemic of 2020 and 21, when home values grew 20 and 21%, that the cap on that growth would be at just over 7%. And in low growth years, like last year, where we saw an average increase of 2%, our tax digest growth would be right there at that set value of 2%. Now, the leadership of our school board on this has been grounded in evaluating the context and regional comparisons in how we run schools. So I want to share a few pieces of data with you. Let me start with this data table that you see on the screen. And in the very first column, you see a handful of school districts in our region. Cherokee right there at the top. What you can see in the second column is the total enrollment, where, of course, in Cherokee, in 2024, we were serving just over 42,000 students. And you can see the numbers of students served in other districts. The next column is the per student investment. In Cherokee, we're investing just over $13,000 per student, and that's right there in the middle to the low end of the pack across our region. The fourth column right there is that state accountability score, the one where I said we've been named the 8th highest achieving district. And you can see in this list of regional districts, we are just trailing Forsyth and Fulton in that performance, but now outperforming Cobb and Gwinnett. And then let me point out, as you move to the right on your screen, you can see that the size of the central office varies greatly. That centralized infrastructure where Cherokee's ranked 6th, you can see other districts like Cobb at 92nd and Fulton at 133. Now let me move this to the next slide and talk about the historical low millage rate that you can see for Cherokee County. This is the lowest the millage rate has been for Cherokee and is among the bottom three on the chart you see in front of you. Lower are Pickens and Forsyth. But if you move over one column, you can actually start to examine the value of a mill that is collected for every mill in your millage rate. Right here you see that the value of the mill in Cherokee is right at $17 million, while the value of a mill in Cobb is $43 million, really creating the significant difference you see in the funding infrastructure for both systems. Of course, the value of the mill for Forsyth is there about $5 million more than Cherokee, but all just reiterating this incredible value for the quality of outcomes produced in the education system in Cherokee. I want to round out by recognizing that where we lead the pack is the percent of the digest that is eligible for exemption. Now at 25.1% of our tax digest eligible for exemption, trailing closely by Cobb, who has the same expansive senior tax exemption of 62 and over. You can see both are far above the percent exempt in all of our other districts. And I really paint this picture for one reason. I want you to join me in being so proud of our teachers, our support professionals, our leaders, and our school board for the results that they are achieving with the value of our community's investment. This really is the picture of why Cherokee isn't just the best place to live, work, and play. It is the best place to learn. Now, I know that there is no better value, there are no better results, and there are no better people to count on than the people delivering the education in your backyard. And those people delivering that education are our employees. Our employees make academics happen, athletics happen, they make the arts happen, and with 5,564 full-time employees, our teachers are the heart of the district. 3,000 of our professionals are in the classroom every day, and it is their amazing talent that is unparalleled in public education today that is why we are so strong. And it is our support professionals that provide the heartbeat. Our school nutrition team of 294 employees right now will serve 22,000 lunches. If you thought the line outside was long, 22,000 lunches would be a really long line. Over the course of the year, we will serve 1.4 million breakfasts and 3.7 million lunches this school year. Our transportation team of 365 bus drivers drive 26,000 miles a day. We'll go around the earth a couple times each week. Our school police are the key to our school safety and security strategy, and we have 35 post-certified school police officers. And our custodians, well, our custodians keep our schools warm and welcoming and ensure that our 6.2 million square feet of facility space spread over 40 school campuses are ready every day. Now this year, 2 of our 3 support staff professionals of the year are custodians. And when we had the opportunity to celebrate and surprise one of those custodians with a surprise visit, I want to tell you what he said. He has no idea that we are coming. So this speech was not like in his back pocket. We get to the school at Sixes Elementary, we surprise him, you are a district support staff of the year finalist, and he says, "It is my passion to come here and work to make sure kids have a safe, clean learning environment. And I'll see to it that we'll keep up the work because I want you to know that this will be the cleanest school in the district so that our students are the best prepared to learn." Well, Gary Prohost is here today, and Gary, I would love for you to stand so we can celebrate you and all of our custodians. Gary represents really the whole heartbeat of support professionals and hidden heroes across the district. All right, well, I know I can't wrap this up without mentioning we've got a little construction project on a hill. I recognize that you are monitoring this from 575 along with all of us, and we are preparing to open the Cherokee High School Replacement School in time for this August. We'll be moving the nearly 3,000 student body from the current Cherokee High School into this replacement facility, which is 490,000 square feet, and it will comfortably fit our 3,000 kiddos with some room for growth, for those of you that are worried. We're ready. But as we prepare for the transition, we are working with the City of Canton to manage traffic because, like, right to this very area, we'll be bringing 200 teacher drivers and 700 student drivers right here. So we'll work on our overall transportation plan, and we're excited to invite you to a ribbon cutting and community open house in April. Stay tuned for all those details. But in the meantime, I know as much as you're wondering about the snow day on Monday, you are wondering what we are doing with the current Cherokee High School facility. And I am not here to tell you that either. We've had an extraordinary administrative team at Cherokee host remarkable events throughout this year, really just cherishing the history from decade nights associated with each Friday night football, and we brought all our homecoming kings and queens back for the homecoming parade. There's been tours through the campus and just a rich outpouring of participation. But also over the fall, we canvassed the community, parent groups, employee groups, community groups on what are the hopes and dreams and aspirations of the current facility. And ultimately, 3,000 ideas, unique ideas were collected that we have bundled into 9 different themes that we are currently studying the feasibility. Ideas like a career tech academy or a professional training center for employees or a public-private partnership or the reopening of Canton Elementary School. All of those are under evaluation with the hopes that we could bring the board a recommendation before summer. We're evaluating costs, sustainability, and requirements, and all of that will go into the decision-making process. So just like you have to wait for snow day news, you're gonna have to wait for that too. Now, Cherokee High School is among several substantial construction projects. We just finished the Freehome Elementary School replacement school, additions at Creekview High School and Creekland Middle School, nearly finished an addition at Woodstock High School, which will eliminate the need for trailers at those campuses, and amazing athletic improvements and additions happening at Sequoia High School and River Ridge High School. So as I close today, I just want to thank you for being a champion of public education in Cherokee. The health of this community is directly dependent on the health and the success of our school system. And while kids might be wearing their pajamas inside out, flushing ice down the toilet, putting the spoons under the pillows on these sub-freezing days, I promise you we've got 300 bus drivers ready to crank their bus before sunrise, 200 custodians reporting to the school to make sure that it's warm. We've got our maintenance teams racing around. We've got 3,000 teachers and school leaders warming their coffee, warming their cars, and starting their day in Cherokee County so that we can guarantee every single child has a warm welcome and an exceptional education. We have a team that doesn't focus on the limitations, but with some inventive engineering is focused on a lifetime of possibilities. Thank you for trusting us with the future of this community, and I can assure you the future is in really excellent hands due to the caliber and character of young people today. Thank you so much for having me today. So it's now my pleasure to introduce to you to Mr. Heath Tippens, President of the Cherokee Office of Economic Development. A Cherokee County native, Heath has spent more than 15 years helping shape the community he calls home. He began his career at COED in 2009, and throughout his tenure, Heath has been directly involved in many of the county's most impactful development projects and has played a key role in advancing Cherokee County's long-term economic vision. We are fortunate to have his experience, commitment, and passion guiding Cherokee forward, and I'm thankful to call him a friend. Heath, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mary Elizabeth. What a great day in Cherokee County, right? Yeah, it's great to see everybody today. And Dr. Davis, I'll say y'all do absolutely wonderful things at the district. I'm blessed to be the father of 2 boys, 11 and 7, and they know one speed that's wide open. So I ask them every day when they get home from school, did they pay attention, did they have fun, and did they learn a lot? And it's always, the answer is yes. So keep up the great work, great job. So I want to take a quick moment just to thank Chairman Johnston and the commissioners for allowing us to take part in the program today. Thanks also to Michael Paris and the council and their team for all the things y'all do throughout the region and all the work that y'all do within the region. I also want to thank our boards. Marshall Day chairs our statutory authority, and Mark Goddard chairs our constitutional and Cherokee by Choice boards. You can also see all of our board members on the right-hand side of the screen there. So I'd like to quickly ask if you're in the audience today and one of our board members that serves on any of our boards, if you'd please stand. Everybody, let's recognize them, give them a round of applause. Really. Thank y'all for your leadership and commitment to Cherokee County. Now our team. Several of our team members are with us today. I'd like to ask for all of y'all to please stand as well, and they said that they would, so you better go ahead and stand up. I always say that teamwork makes the dream work, and it truly does. None of our accomplishments would be possible without this group. Thank you to each and every one of you for the passion and excellence that you bring to our work. On your tables, you should also find a copy of our 2025 year in review, so feel free to take those with you later. Don't flip through right now. We'll talk about some things. You can flip through it later, but feel free to take those with you for a more in-depth look at some of our successes and strategies over the last year. And I believe I saw Mayor Grant in the audience. Thank you again to Grant Design Collaborative for the great work and your team on our annual review, as always. So thank you, sir. A quick reminder of our current strategies. So attractive and connected places, that's product development including sites, buildings, and infrastructure. Educated and talented workers, that's our workforce pipeline and strategies. And then innovative and enterprising business, so that's recruitment, retention, expansion, entrepreneurship, and our film strategies. And then vibrant and inviting image, that's our internal and external marketing to carry Cherokee further. So product, let's talk about that. In 2025, we made significant progress with regards to product development as we advanced two major projects designed to meet the needs of our targeted industries. Site work on the 50-acre Canton Corporate Park is nearly complete, and the Bluffs 2 pad site is nearing completion thanks to Magnum Contracting and Economic Development SPLOST funding through the county. So commissioners and county leadership, thank y'all for that. Together, these sites can accommodate more than 800,000 square feet across multiple buildings. With ARPA funding from the county as well, we also completed a sewer expansion project serving a 17-acre assemblage in southwest Cherokee directly across from the main entrance to Cherokee 75 Corporate Park, bringing more product closer to market readiness. Additionally, we continue to strengthen our relationships with Atlanta area developers to ensure additional sites and buildings come online. Two examples of that include Rooker's 120,000 square foot pad site in southwest Cherokee that's sitting there ready to go vertical for a great build-to-suit. And then Hughes Commercial Real Estate's 133,000 square foot spec building adjacent to the Cherokee County Regional Airport. So rest assured, we'll continue to look for additional opportunities along our major thoroughfares for more property prime for further corporate growth. Cherokee is also fortunate to have a diverse and thriving industry base, from aerospace and automotive to medical device manufacturing. Cherokee has industries representing sectors all across the board. In 2025, we welcomed $100 million in capital investment from new and expanding industries, along with 122 new jobs. We also finalized a BREP strategy to formalize the ways that we work to provide value and assistance to our local industries so that they can continue to invest in Cherokee and create more jobs for our residents. Speaking of jobs, we remain focused on connecting talent to opportunity. Our Cherokee Workforce Collaborative, made up of industry partners like Chattahoochee Tech, the school district, Reinhardt University, the Chamber, and our nonprofit community, continues to align efforts to build an even stronger workforce pipeline for the future. In 2025, we also saw record turnout to our annual Cherokee Career Expo that we host in the fall with almost 500 registered. The job market is evolving, and families feel that shift every day. That's why our work to connect talent to opportunity matters now more than ever. We also continue to partner with the Cherokee County School District and industries on our summer internship program to offer opportunities to rising juniors and seniors within CCSD. And in 2026, we plan to add a partnership with the Chamber to offer even more opportunities to these students seeking to learn about career paths locally. This year, we also launched, as Mary Elizabeth said earlier, a new program called Flex, which she told you was the foundational leadership for entrepreneurship experience, which is exactly Shark Tank, like you said. I would have loved to have had an opportunity like this when I was in high school. But essentially, these students are creating businesses, receiving hands-on guidance through workshops, and then pitch their companies to local business leaders. And we're grateful to our community partners who volunteered their time as judges and panelists, provided seed money, and even meals for our students during workshops. This year, those 38 student companies that applied, they're going through those multiple rounds of judging, and we're now down to 10 finalist companies advancing in the competition. I encourage everyone to check out these student businesses, which will be set up in the mezzanine just right upstairs on the main level during the Good Morning Cherokee breakfast on February 5th. So thank you to Pam and the Cherokee Chamber as well as the county for your partnership on this. So that said, make sure if you're in the area to stop by that morning and show your support for these young entrepreneurs and their hard work and creativity. We continue to also lead Be Pro, Be Proud Georgia with 4,489 students from Cherokee and 22,180 students experiencing the workshop statewide throughout 2025. Top professions of interest continue to include healthcare, welding, electrician, computer programming, and automation and robotics. Film also continues to be a hot industry in Cherokee as well. Last year, ABC's Will Trent filmed locally in parts of rural Cherokee, and the 5th annual Cherokee Student Film Summit showcased 23 student-made films and drew over 200 attendees to Woodstock Arts. In addition, we hosted the inaugural Metro Atlanta Film Summit, welcoming 260 creatives, storytellers, and industry leaders. So go ahead and mark your calendars for this year's summit on March 13th from 9 to 5 at the Yanmar Evo Center in Southwest Cherokee. We also unveiled a refreshed entrepreneurship initiative brand called Startup Cherokee, with a mission that's rooted in empowering entrepreneurs at every stage. So this slide that you see on the screen is meant to show the progression through programming from crowdsourcing solutions from the community at Fresh Start Mornings to refining your business strategy through Launchpad in partnership with KSU's Hatchbridge Incubator. Once you've done that, you may have a need for physical space, so we have the circuit, which is our co-working space. And then once you begin to scale and grow, you can get team-based mentoring with our North Atlanta Venture Mentoring Service, which provided over 590 mentoring hours throughout 2025. Overall, throughout 2025, Startup Cherokee impacted 1,041. One of those impacted was Erica Axelson. We feel that Erica's quote on this page speaks to the value that Startup Cherokee's programming provides to small businesses and startups. Her company progressed through Fresh Start Mornings, Launchpad, and is now a NAV Venture. So make sure to check out Startup Cherokee at startupcherokee.com if you haven't already. Beyond the program, there's tons of resources for small businesses and startups. Co-Ed also went through a complete digital transformation, not only with the Startup Cherokee brand, but across all our Co-Ed websites. With the help of Cherokee by Choice investor Creative Mischief, we completed a comprehensive overhaul. We modernized design, improved navigation, and updated content to better showcase our community, highlight programming, and engage a broader audience. You know, communication is key. I say that with everything. And with anything, communication is key with anything. So we'd like to ask you to stay connected with us on social media to keep plugged into the opportunities shaping Cherokee's future. It's where you'll see new business announcements, job openings, local success stories, and resources that support quality growth and innovation. You can find us at CherokeeJ.org or at Cherokee OED on our social media channels. Now, sir, you talked about starting 2026 strong, and so we'd like to start 2026 strong. And so that said, we're pleased to announce a new expansion by Commercial Bank and Business Equipment, or CBBE. They'll be investing $25 million in a brand new 130,000 square foot state-of-the-art headquarters facility and creating 70 new jobs within Canton Corporate Park. Today we have Mr. Will Mack with us, who represents CBBE, that has joined us today as our guest. So Will, thanks to you, Gerald, and CBBE for your continued investment in Cherokee. If you would, please stand so we can recognize and celebrate you. Thank you, Will. That said, we'll be sending out a press release with more details on the announcement later this afternoon. Now, many of you have seen the Love Where You Live features through the county website and social media channels. I've got to say I really like them. Lord knows that I love Cherokee. So in closing, when you truly love where you live, you don't just enjoy your community, you invest in it, you protect it, and you help it rise. Cherokee has grown into the place it is today because generations of people have loved where they live, not passively, but with purpose. That same spirit is carrying us into the future. When we choose to love this place, we choose to build it. When we choose to love this place, we choose to serve it. And when we choose to love this place, we choose to leave it stronger than we found it. So as we look ahead to the coming year, let's continue to love where we live, boldly, generously, and together. Because Cherokee County's greatest strength has always been its people, and our greatest progress will come from the pride we share in calling this wonderful place home. Thank you. Now it is my honor to introduce our chairman, Mr. Harry Johnston, for his State of the County address. But first, we're going to play a quick video prior to his address. Thank y'all.
Cherokee County is one of Georgia's most desirable places to live, and it's easy to see why. We're built on fantastic geography and a rich history. We've got thriving, yet safe and comfortable small cities surrounded by beautiful suburbs, and even a rural quality of life, all within easy reach of the economic opportunities of Atlanta. Our taxes are among the lowest in Georgia, yet our public safety, schools, and other services are among the very best. It's an exceptional value and a truly special place to live, work, and play. We recognize the greatness we have here. We understand that we're poised for unparalleled success. We know it will take continued vigilance, and we are united in our commitment to care for and nurture this county like the precious jewel that it is, and to take it into an increasingly rare and magnificent future. We appreciate you being here today. Welcome to the State of Cherokee County.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mary Elizabeth, Heath. Thank all of you for being here. What a great day it is. I can tell you that the state of Cherokee County is truly exceptional. It has been, and it continues to be, thanks to you and all these people. You know, we are, I believe, the best place. We're the best run county in Georgia. I can prove that to you if you want me to. We are, I believe, the best place to live, work, play, and learn in perhaps the entire world. And we owe it to you. Thank you for that. My theme today is we are better together. So what is it? What is it that makes Cherokee County so great? A lot of things, and I'm going to talk about some of those things. It's the people. It's the people. The people make Cherokee County great. You know, look around this room. Just look who's here. We have people from business, education, every element of government, nonprofits, strong backbone of our county. That's what makes this county great. That's it. And I'm going to talk more about that as we go. Heath said that too. Appreciate you saying that in your closing comments. So what are some of the strengths we have here? You know, we have so many. Just to start with, an amazing small town, rural quality of life right here in the shadow of Atlanta. Ever increasingly rare and precious. Something we know we have, we value it, and we're keeping it. Geography and climate. God gave us those along with our location. Let's face it, we didn't make those, but we are the beneficiaries of those. Gorgeous geography, mountains, water, literally where Metro meets the mountains, and 4 beautiful seasons. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. It's wonderful. It's always great here. We have demonstrably the best public safety program anywhere in the state when you put it together. I'm going to talk a little more about all those. And we've done all that with some of the very lowest taxes in Georgia. Not to mention great schools. You can't have a great community without great schools. How do we do all those things? We did it because we're better together. We do have challenges. You know, we always have challenges. You know, for years I've talked about, people ask me, what are the things that keep you awake at night? What do you worry about? Easy, growth, roads, taxes. Those 3, I can just tell you. And we're using different words, but that's the top 3 across here. Growth. We've got to manage it. We're doing more probably than any other fast growth county to manage our growth, but I think we're going to need to do more. We still need to make it happen. Transportation, roads, we've been behind. Let's face it, we've been behind on roads. We haven't really had enough money or been able to spend enough money to keep the roads where they need to be to keep up with the population. Thankfully, that's about to change. We'll talk more about that. And what I now call growing financial demands. That's, you know, counties, all local governments face inflation pressures, increasing cost pressures of all kinds, just like your households do and your businesses do. So it's a challenge, an ongoing challenge to keep our low taxes where they are. A relatively new challenge that we face over the last few years is the growing need to continue to make some housing available that's affordable for the key elements that we need to have in our community, in our economy, and in our society. So that's a challenge we're continuing to work on and deal with. But you know what you do with challenges? you pull together and you solve them. So leadership, leadership of a county is kind of the epitome of a collaboration. First of all, you got a 5-member board. I hold the gavel, but I just have one vote like the rest. So we have to pull ourselves together, and I'm so proud to say that we have and we do. I've served on boards that didn't. I know how much difference it makes when they do. So thank you to my fellow commissioners for working together. We don't always vote 5-0, absolutely don't. We've had some 4-1s and 3-2s. I've been on the one sometimes of the 4-1. But we always get along. We always come out of that. How can we work together? How can we do more together? Furthermore, when you're in a county, it's not like a city or most businesses, because so many major parts of the county government don't even report to us. They report to you, the voters. For instance, your sheriff. You elect the sheriff. That biggest single department of the county is controlled by a leader, the sheriff, who you elect. We don't. And that goes over the court system, the judges, the prosecutors, the clerk of courts, the other members of the judicial. You elect them too. We work with them. We have to work with them, and we do. Our water authority is a separate organization here. Our tax commissioner is separate. So we work with those people, not to mention the cities. We have 5 fantastic, unique cities in Cherokee County. Sometimes the county and city squabble over how to divide up money or how to grow or maybe grow less. But let me be crystal clear about this, completely clear. We know that the success of our cities is essential to the success of our county. We know that. We are better together, and we are working together, and our cities are thriving, and the county is thriving, and we're doing it together. Best public safety. I said this. If there's a sheriff's department out there that can match ours for excellence and quality, I want to see them. I believe ours is probably the best. Our fire, same way. Our 911 is, I believe, the best. I'll talk a little bit more about those. But when you put them together, you put all this together, nobody can touch us on public safety. Fire and EMS has been on a journey. I love to talk about it. For 25 years, they've been building themselves from a rather meager, mostly volunteer unit into the best fire department in Georgia and one of the best in the world today. They're one of just 334 internationally accredited agencies, fire departments in the entire world. There are only 8 city and county fire departments in Georgia that have that incredibly high distinction. And in 2025, our fire chief, Eddie Robinson, was named Georgia Fire Chief of the Year. Georgia Fire Chief of the Year. Let's give him a hand. Yeah. Clearly, Eddie didn't do that all on his own. He's had great predecessors who've built this fire department, but he's been a constant. He came in at the ground floor 27 years ago, and he's been with it all the way. The rest of his team is with him to carry it on. Would you and your team, I see a bunch of you back there, all the fire guys, would you just stand and let us say thank you one more time to you? Thank you. When I heard Eddie was named Fire Chief of the Year in Georgia, my reaction wasn't, oopla, it was, duh. Duh, of course Eddie Robinson is the best fire chief in Georgia. He's built the best fire department in Georgia. Our ambulance service is certainly one of the best, if not the best. They're top quality. They've been named best in Georgia, and they're consistently named best in their region. And the latest thing they're doing is they now can offer blood transfusions in the field, in transit. That is a new step. Only a handful of ambulance services in Georgia can do that. It is definitely going to save lives. It's essential, and not many are able to do that. Just one more advancement for them. Our sheriff's office holds advanced accreditation with honors across the full spectrum of their operations. Very few have that. In fact, I'm told that only 0.1% of law enforcement agencies across the United States hold that advanced with honors distinction. 0.1%. The top 99.9, we're in the better than 99.9%. They're about to launch this year a real-time crime center that's the kind of thing that was science fiction just a few years ago. The ability to electronically solve crimes quickly, efficiently, and effectively. And you know how you prevent crime is you solve crime. So our sheriff's department has a great team here. Sheriff Reynolds, I think, could not be here. He's at a conference or something. He had to be there. He's got a lot of his team here today. And somebody else who's been a key member, former Sheriff Roger Garrison is here today. He served 24 years, really was the link between old sheriff, modern sheriff. He built that sheriff's department over his years, and Frank Reynolds has continued. Roger, would you, and all the members of the current sheriff's team who are here, would you please rise? I see one right here in front. You guys are the best. Our 911 center, named Call Center of the Year, not last year, but the year before. Best 911 center in Georgia. How about that? They're also a leader in next generation 911. That is the latest technology, and it really is a big change for them. Kind of all the hardware and software that undermines their system has to be upgraded to take advantage of all the information you can get from the cell phone network, videos, photographs, geolocation, the kind of stuff that they haven't been able to get in the old days. We're moving to now. It's happening across the United States and across Georgia. Our system is going to be the first one this year, the first full-service 911 center to reach that. They answer 98% of the calls in 10 seconds. The standard of excellence is 90%. They're at 98%. I don't know who's here. Somebody's got to be answering those phones, so they may not be here. But it's Shane. I know Dana Martin's here. She's the agency director that includes that. Shane Bonebrake may be here. Dana, Shane, if you're here, anybody else that's here from 911, please stand and let us thank you for giving us the best system in the state. Even our marshal's office is a nationally accredited law enforcement agency. Besides just code enforcement, they can pitch in, and they do when necessary in law enforcement situations. They've got a new truck compliance unit that's helping to keep our roads and highways safe and clean. Our emergency management folks are dedicated. They're watching. You talk about watching the weather. They watch the weather more than anybody. They activated 25 times last year. A lot of those times it was weather events that didn't happen or didn't happen much. But when there's an emergency, somebody's got to take charge, try to make order out of the chaos that we have in an emergency, and keep all those agencies and people that are trying to respond working together. And why is that? Because we are better together, especially in an emergency situation. Our parks and recs, 20 years ago, they were behind the curve. Today, best in state. They were officially named a year or so ago best parks program among large counties in Georgia. Just again recently, repeatedly named best in the region. Just opened a new park, a really interesting one up near Ball Ground on a historic site. Won an award for that. It's a passive park with primitive camping right where Long Swamp Creek enters the Etowah River. Interestingly, it's the site of the battle that in which the Cherokee Nation drove out the Creek Nation and led to our name and the heritage that we embrace today of the Native Americans who lived here, the Cherokee. Potentially in some sort of a ball game may have been involved in that battle, hence the name Ball Ground as the city. They generate money for our local economy. They coordinate volunteers. We have about 100 paid employees in Park and Rec. They have thousands, literally in one program alone, the youth basketball program, they have over 1,000 volunteers. So these 100 people are coordinating thousands of volunteers and potentially 100,000 or more participants in recreation activities across this county. Our senior services, 50,000 Meals on Wheels served. Those are delivered by volunteers. They've got a really active and exciting growing adult active group. New director, Stacy Jones, took over that organization just last year. Our recycling centers, we have 2 locations. Between them, they had 90,000 visits of cars coming in. The main one on Blaylock Road was expanded, so they don't have to shut down for being out of capacity. And there's a bigger expansion coming in the works. They also have a volunteer group that works with them, the Keep Cherokee Beautiful Volunteers. An amazing group that was revitalized by my fellow Commissioner Benny Carter, led by Mark Pretorius. They lead the Adopt a Mile program to keep litter picked up, and they themselves run litter pickup programs to help keep us clean. They do that. We work with volunteers because we are better together. Yes, you're getting it. There we go. Other services, I talked about collaboration. We in the county, we run one part of the county. We have all these other elected officials who run others, and just look at all the others. School system, best school system, top 10 again. Thank you, Mary Elizabeth, for getting us there. Collegiate, post-secondary. What about that? How much richer are we for the presence of the great Reinhardt University in our county and the heritage that it brings? And Chattahoochee Tech, what an asset for workforce development. Tremendous asset. We're very lucky to have it. Our airport has come from being, over the last 20 years, basically a hobby airport for hobby flyers to a serious business airport today, the 6th largest business airport in Georgia. They're adding hangars up there now for more corporate jets. We're on the cusp of finally being able to add another 1,000 feet to that runway and more space for more jet hangars. That's a growing thing. We are a medical center. Who thought 20 years ago we would be a medical center? Thanks primarily to the amazing and still growing Northside Hospital, but other providers that surround them as well. And not just the quality of life that medical capability brings, but the economic impact. I would say the medical field may be our single most important economic engine that's driving us. Speaking of which, economic development, you heard from Heath, the amazing things he and his small team do, working to build good jobs and tax base. 74 businesses for Startup Cherokee, and they run the Be Pro, Be Proud program out of their office, but it's really a statewide program. It's a program that goes to middle and high schools to encourage those kids to think about their careers and to be prepared to come out of high school either career ready or with a solid, achievable plan to be career ready. Huge quality of life for Cherokee County. The most important thing about quality of life really is the ability for a family to support itself. So if you've got a good career that you can make and afford an actual living and afford to live, you're on the way to quality of life. Our water system and sewer system are independently managed in Cherokee County, not part of county government. They run it very well. They've got modern facilities that are adequate for our current needs, and they're visioning down the road 10 years and looking at the need for more. I'm a numbers guy. They say old accountants like me never die, they just lose their balance. But I thought I was the chief numbers guy until I found out Mary Elizabeth, it may be, she's up there too. I'm going to have to up my game if I'm going to keep up with Mary Elizabeth on numbers. So let's talk, when you're talking taxes, and that's the subject now, you got to talk numbers. So these slides, the first slide here shows taxes per capita. Now this is taxes collected. These are just the Board of Commissioners control taxes, not the school taxes or city taxes, but just the amount of total taxes of all kinds, whether it's sales, property, any kind of tax. Any element on our financial statements has the word tax in it. So for Cherokee County, it's about $776 per person. That's actually a lot, right? The only one lower than us, though, is Fulton County. It's just barely below at $760, and Fulton is a different kind of an animal. Fulton is completely municipalized. All the land in Fulton County is part of a city, and it's the cities that provide the police and fire services. So if you don't have to provide police and fire, then there's a major cost you're not covering. So the closest comparable county for us, Fayette County at $996, over $200 more than about 25% higher taxes per capita. Now, what about T-SPLOS, you ask? You were about to ask that, weren't you? Yes, that will add. I'm going to talk more about how that's going to be used and how wonderful it's going to be for Cherokee County. It will add about $140 per person if it comes in at the level that we think it would. But look, that will still keep us below the next lowest comparable county at Fayette County at $996. So even with that tax, we'll still be the lowest among counties that are really like us. The second one looks at expenditure side. Now, we get some funds that come in that are not taxes. There are other types of fees and so forth. That's how expenditures can be more than income. We are actually the lowest, even lower than Fulton County, slightly. If we add the $140 that we're going to collect per capita for T-SPLOS, we're going to spend that too, you realize. That'll probably put us back higher than Fulton, but still below the next comparable county. We will remain among comparable counties the lowest in both collections and expenditures. This last slide just talks about debt. And this is us. We're the second lowest. Douglas County doesn't believe in debt either. So we have only $118 per capita. That's the remainder of the park bond that you citizens approved some years ago. The last 3 or 4 years to be paid off now as they come up. But if you look at the comparable counties to us, Fayette, Cobb, Fulton, Forsyth, they're 5 times to 10 times the level of debt. So we just don't do debt in Cherokee County unless the voters give us their blessing. So just focusing on property taxes now. This is the property tax rates controlled by the Board of Commissioners. We control 3 actual taxes, the county M&O tax, the fire tax, and the small park bond tax. When you add all those up and similar taxes controlled by boards of commissioners across the 11-county Atlanta region, we're 3rd lowest at 8.3 mills approximately. A mill of tax generates a certain amount of funds. So 3rd lowest, not bad, pretty good. But you got to remember also we're one of just 3 of these counties that does not have a local option sales tax that directly applies to drive down tax rates. If we had that in Cherokee County, we would be by far the lowest. I was talking to Chance Beam, newest school board member, the other day. Obviously, he and his team and Mary Elizabeth were ahead of me. We were talking tax digest and financials in general. And I thought, I need to look at that. I need to look at where do we stand on tax digest. What is that? What does it matter what the tax digest is? Well, the tax digest is the amount of money to which you apply the tax rate to generate the total income from that tax. Said another way, if you have a bigger tax digest, you can use a lower tax rate to get the funds that you need to operate the county or school system or city. So a bigger tax digest is a good thing. Typically, we have generally believed our tax digest was somewhat weak. We're more residentially skewed than we think we should be. We would like to have more business and investment. That's what Heath's team works on day and night. We've been deliberately somewhat cautious about that. We don't go out courting smokestack industry. We're just not interested in that type of heavy industry. We really think that even if it did help drive down taxes a little bit, it's just not worth it for the quality of life. So we've been deliberately selective. And for that reason, I was a little apprehensive of what I might find when I dug into where we stood on that. So the answer was somewhat expected, a little bit surprising. Out of the 11 counties in the Metro Atlanta region, Fayette has the largest net digest. What we're looking at here is this is the gross digest. This is the digest before we take away exemptions up at the top. Then this light blue shaded area is the exemptions. And I'm using the exemptions that are used for the county M&O tax. It's a little bit different for the school tax, mostly pretty similar, but can be different. So Fayette, believe it or not, number 1, in net tax digest. That's what we're measuring, barely beating out Fulton County. Fulton's in a different game, right? A 60-story office tower pays a lot of taxes and nobody lives there. So they have a whole different kind of category there. But Fayette's got very high home values. It's a wealthy county, smaller county than us population-wise, and they have a fair amount of business and industry there. So got to hand it to them. Now, another way they do it, not much exemption. Look at their exemption. Less than 10% of their digest, whereas the rest of us, the ones like us, are more at 25% of our digest. So Fayette's the lowest. Forsyth, we know Forsyth has some cool things going on for them too. They've got the Lake Lanier property. They've got the Georgia 400 card. We knew they were higher than us, but I didn't know how much. They're noticeably higher. So if their net digest is $75.9 $1,000 per person. That's what this number represents. And ours is $61,100 per person. That means for every mill of tax rate, for the same tax rate, they collect 25% more money, 25% more per mill of taxes. So think what that does for their school system, as well as operating the county. But the good news, I thought, is that lo and behold, we're slightly ahead of Cobb County on this measure. I never would have thought that. Look at all the business in Cobb County and look at the home values there. But they are very similar to us if you look at it in terms of per person. In the low 80s, $80,000, $82,000, $81,000 per citizen. Their exemptions are very similar to ours. They have the full senior exemption like we do. That's not what this is about, but they also have the floating homestead exemption like we do. So, and then after that, they come on down. So pretty good shape, surprisingly, believe it all. So population, moving on to population. Of the 11 counties, here we are square in the middle of the pack. You know, we're number 6 in population out of the 11 counties in metro Atlanta and I'm still glad to say it's less than 300,000. I'm not going to be able to say that much longer, I'm afraid. 299, 460 is the latest estimate from the Atlanta region. So, you know, we're right in that second tier. We got the big 4, and then Clayton, Cherokee, Forsyth, and Henry come in next. Just to kind of tell us where we are. Now let's look a little bit at where we've been, where we've come from, and where we're going. So in the early 2000s and going back into the 1990s, we were growing at, you know, around 5%, in the 5s per year. Something happened in 2008. 2 things really happened. One, the great housing recession. The bottom kind of fell out of housing. Everything just stopped in terms of residential growth. And totally coincidentally, I think that year, slower growth forces came to long-term consistent control of the Board of Commissioners in Cherokee County. So as the housing market picked back up, we picked back up some, but we're still just in the 2-ish kind of growth rates today. So we're down from the 5s to the 2s. Our most recent 2.1%. You know, that sounds better. Let's look at where we're going. These are ARC estimates, and they're the official estimates that we use in our county planning. So let's just look at the black line, or the dark blue line on the top, shows where we are and where we're going. We're at almost 300,000. This says we will grow to about almost 400,000, just under 400,000 over the next 20 years, 25 years or so to 2050. You know, a lot of people are horrified by that much growth. I will tell you, I hope it will not be more than that. You know, that's a number that I think is in the range we can live with and can absorb without sacrificing our quality of life. If we have a lot more, I think we risk harming that quality of life. But let's look at what it takes to do that in terms of the growth rate. This declining blue line is the growth rate based on this side over here. So it says 2.5. We're really a little under that. We're at 2.1-ish today. What it says is it's got to come down, 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 down. By the time you get out of 2050, we've got to be at about 1/3 of 1% growth rate. So we got to go from 2.1 or more down to 1/3% growth rate. The planners think that'll happen. They know more about it than I do, but my gut feel says it's going to take more than just watching and waiting for this to happen. I think we're going to have to intervene. What if the cities and county could come together on a plan for a great future Cherokee, one that's got growing, thriving, but compact cities with declining quantities of growth and increasing quality of growth, and at the same time protect and retain rural areas? That's the vision I see in my head for the future of Cherokee County. I think it's the one most of you and most people across the county see. I think it's going to take something happening. I think it's going to take coming together. I think the cities and county are going to have to come up with a way to work together on that. I've started a series of meetings with the mayors, between the mayors and me. It's been, I don't know about productive, we've certainly had good conversations, healthy conversations about this kind of future for our county. Can we come together? I don't know. You know, the cities have their own interests, their own needs, their own desires, but we all got to pull together. And why is that? Because we are better together, and we know it. We know it. So I think we're going to get there, but it's going to be a big hill to climb. Transportation roads. Okay, I'm going to say hallelujah and thank you. Hallelujah and thank you to the voters for taking a weakness of Cherokee County and making it a strength. You guys turned out and voted 60% in favor of another penny sales tax to catch us up and get us caught up and ahead on roads. So it's going to bring in about $445 million over its 6-year life. About 38% actually goes to the city, 62% comes to the county. That 62% to the county will more than double our road improvement and resurfacing budget, almost 2.5 times what we've been spending. It's a chance to catch up and get ahead, actually. So there's so many projects, I can't really put them up here. Here are a few of the project highlights, but I would encourage you to go. You can either scan this code or go to the county website, CherokeeGA.com, and right there on the homepage, you'll see a box that says T-Splost. If you click on that, one of the things you can bring up is an interactive map This is an amazing tool. You probably want to expand it because there's so many projects that are so close together, it's hard to click on them if you don't expand it. But it shows you every project that's in the T-SPLOST program, whether it's a city, county, or joint. A lot of them are joint, by the way, joint projects. So click on that, and it'll tell you, what that project is, how much it's going to cost, where it is, and a thumbnail of what's going to be accomplished there. If you don't see the project you have in mind, it may be that it's still going to get done because we still have our base road funding that we've had and will continue to have, and it may be in that program as well. But take a look if you want to look and see some of the big projects, things we couldn't even seriously think about funding before that we can now do. So thanks for that. Housing. My last comment really is about housing. I wish I could tell you, here's how we're going to solve this problem. We have an issue that people who we need to be part of this community, part of our society, part of our economy, are struggling to be able to live here, or anywhere for that matter. This is a national problem. We do aggravate that problem a little bit with our slow growth practices. The more we say build fewer homes on bigger lots, the harder we make it for people to build affordable homes. So we need solutions, and they're difficult. We've been talking, our board floated an idea for a very small workforce housing program. That's the part that we think we can best address in Cherokee, that first step into home ownership, owner-occupied homes for people, working people who have solid but modest incomes. And that includes a lot of our economy. Our starting teachers, our public safety officers, nurses, people that we've got to have. And we really want them to live here. If we're going to have a complete society, they should be able to live here. And it's getting harder and harder for that to happen. We got a lot of feedback about that workforce initiative. Frankly, most of the feedback we got was negative. I'm not sure we're going to be able to move forward on it, but we're going to keep trying. And we do have hundreds of us working on it now. Hundreds of people literally are meeting once a quarter to explore ideas and keep ourselves energized to find solutions. We must find those solutions, and we will find them, and we will find them by coming together because we are better together. Thank you for that. All right. Yes, folks, we have almost everything going for us in Cherokee County. Almost everything. It's amazing what we've got here. Why is that? The bottom line is this. The people who care about our county have built a county worthy of its people. The people who care about our county have built a county that's worthy of its people. That's you. Thank you for being those people. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Chairman Johnston. What a great report, and what great work on behalf of everybody here in Cherokee County. Thank you for everything you do. And Better Together is a great theme for all of us everywhere. Thank you, Mary Elizabeth Davis, for a great report from the county school system. Heath, congratulations on your first year and great work in economic development. I do want to recognize our neighbor, Chairwoman Lisa Cupid, who joined us from Cobb County. Thank you for being here. It's been a great day. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you all for your support of this event. We could not have this sellout crowd without you. And thank you again to all of the folks that were part of putting today together. Now, Cherokee County has brought us a great gift. They're all over here on the side. I want to make sure everybody walks away with one of these great cups from Cherokee County and use it prominently, Mr. Chair, every day, right? With the Cherokee County part facing out, okay? So thank you all. Good luck in the pending weather. Good luck to the school system in the pending weather. Y'all take care and have a great day. Thank you.